So, the British Airways found that they had ground flights following a dispute with their catering company. These are some problems.
Effect of outsourcing.
Or effect of outsourcing. A company's reputation is closely linked to any outsourcer's activity and reliability. Obviously, if you outsource somebody and you send someone to go and do a work, and if we creating a problem, they will then blame that organization, not the outsourcing company.
This is happening with Talabat, when a restaurant, Talabat distribute, we are sending through them because they will not handle food properly.
Yes.
They will call us and
Obviously.
your packing is
Yeah.
not proper. And another chance is they will grab the information, the outsourcing people, company's information.
And they will use it for that we discussed, no?
Yeah, I know.
We said this somewhere.
Outsourcing.
It's not the
We
risk.
talked about disadvantages.
Yes, exactly.
Somewhere we discussed.
There.
Here.
Yeah, potential loss of calculation information.
Information. SWOT analysis. Strength, weakness, threats and opportunities. This analysis, internal analysis. Pestle is external.
There is three analyses, right? This one, and the pestle, and then there is Portas.
Michael Porter's 5 process. Yeah,
I
that's
saw some question on these three. I just
Yes. So this is internal. About ourselves. What are the strengths we are carrying? And what are our weaknesses? So if you have a strength, you capitalize on this. Can you copy this? Or shall I write? So strength, you capitalize it. You work more towards the strength so that you capitalize. Weakness, you find a way to change it, convert to strength. Convert to strength. Opportunities, you match with your strength. And the threats, again you convert to opportunities. So try to change these two towards the benefit of your company. But you have to find out what are your weaknesses, what are the opportunities, and what are the threats that we are facing with.
Again, can you tell me the capitalize strength?
The strength you capitalize, okay? Opportunities you match with your strength. Weaknesses you work on converting to strength. You work on convert and make a remedy. Threats, you evaluate the threats and convert them to opportunities. Good example is pandemic is a threat. People converted into an opportunity for that one. Is that clear?
Pandemic is a threat, and then
They converted that as an opportunity.
The
Face mask is a business. Sanitation
is a
is a business.
And
Indigent has become a business. So much of business, quarantine, big business.
So you told that strength you can capitalize, weakness.
Weakness you work on converting to strength. Threats you evaluate and you convert them as opportunities. External appraisal opportunities. What opportunities exist in the business environment? What is their profit making potential? Can the organization exploit the worthwhile opportunities? what is the comparative capability profile of the competitor? You need to understand that also. Now, see, Talabat, Snunu, Rafiq, then now a few more coming in. So, in Sri Lanka, this, what do you call that? In Putlam, they opened up a lot of farms.
Prawns?
Prawns. One started, then everyone they went behind. So you first of all understand your strength and then the competitor's capability. What is the company's competitive performance potential in this field of opportunity? Are we really capable of doing this? So that we need to find out.
Then like people who put this chicken farm, some are not capable of making because what they're doing they do.
Exactly. Now in Doha also, they are putting up a lot of farms.
Even the government is supporting for this, sir.
True. Threats. What threats might arise to the company or its business environment, like legal issues, economic issues, customer side, different allegations or protest. These are all threats. How will competition be affected? Your competitor can be a threat for you. How will the company be affected? So you need to find that out. Restaurant using a SWOT analysis. Resource-based strategy, which enable the organization to extend the use of its award-winning chef to promote restaurant. Position-based strategies. Identifying which opportunities are available and what the firm has to do to exploit. Look for a gap or a niche in the market, such as free theatre dinners. Good example, I don't know, it may be bad example also. In Dubai, cinema theatres promoted cinema package with iftar. So this entire family goes to watch movie while fasting. So at the time of Adhan, they serve you meal. So one strategy, and it's there actually. This is called value chain. This value chain has two sections. One is this portion, other is this portion, and this is known as primary activity. These are supporting activity. Any business should have this. Any business will have an inbound logistics like your warehouse, operations, your production, your sales, your internal operation, outbound logistics, your finished goods warehouse, and marketing and sales, and the services. In order to continue operating this, you need the support of this. Firm infrastructure, human resource management, technology development and procurement. And after completing that particular business, every time you try to create a value to your customer. That's the margin that you are selling with a profit. Is that clear? So a value chain has this concept. Two primary activities and supporting activities. Primary activities are this and supporting activities are this. But whenever you complete one cycle, it creates a margin. That margin is exactly the value that you are transforming to your customer.
So that means we are bringing, like for example, we are bringing raw materials, we are doing all those things here in between, and we are making it as a product, and we have something best for customers. So
Correct.
we have a margin and then best.
Yeah, definitely. So, value activities are the means by which a firm creates value in its products. Margin is the excess of the customer is prepared to pay over the cost to the firm of obtaining resource inputs and providing value. Now, let's say you buy potato and you go home and make chips, or you go to McDonald's or KFC and buy chips. Two different things. And paying for the cost of potato is just the cost of the input. But when you will pay for the chips, you will pay something more than the cost of the potato. That something more is because of the value that McDonald's or KFC added to the chips. Understand me? That's what they are saying here. See? That's the value is created. And primary activities are these: inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. And these details you go through, and if you really have any doubts, you are free to ask. Receiving and just it's a reading and understanding only. Secondary activities are procurement or purchasing, technology, product designing, improving process and or resource utilization, human resource, recruiting, training, developing and rewarding, firm infrastructure, planning, finance, quality control. And Michael Porter believes they are crucially important to an organization's strategic aim. Actually, value, this concept is introduced by Michael Porter. We was talking about Porter, Michael Porter, who only introduced the value analysis. This type of analysis what we do is called Michael Porter's value analysis. Value network. If you only think about your firm and you relate to this diagram, that is value chain. And if you try to do this for your supplier, your tenant, like Talabat, and your customer and your competitors. If you really, you promulgate the same concept to all of them, is the value network. Linkages connect the activities of the value chain and do not stop at the organization boundaries, obviously. So, Porter's 5 forces. Use the model, understand the inherent attractiveness of an industry. By understanding what is 5 forces is, there are 5 different forces Michael Porter believes that is important to understand to establish a business strategy for us. Okay? So, by understanding the impact of individual force on an organization, action may be taken to mitigate those forces. So, what are those?
What is mitigate?
Means control, reduce, to avoid the problems, something like that. Now, let's say you are climbing a building. You just climb outside, so there's a risk that you may fall. So you climb a tree, okay? So without anything, if you climb, there's a risk that you may fall. But if you climb using a ladder, the risk of falling is reduced. That is mitigation. Understand me? So there are different forces. Buyer power. Buyer is who? Customer. This depends on switching cost to change provider, relative size and number of buyers. Often how individual but highly higher. Now for example, let's say I am a frequent customer for KFC. But one day I got angry with them and I am going to buy from McDonald's. So if a large proportion it's going to happen, and the switching from this to this, then as a customer I also do have a cost. The supplier also, they will have a cost. Then supply power to increase prices and reduce quality, obviously. This will depend upon monopoly power, like Uridu. Those days, Qatar Telecom. There is no Vodafone. Then they had enough power in doing anything what they want. But now not like that. Switching cost and relative size of supply. Competition and rivalry. The inherent rivalry in the industry between existing firms. Competition with others. Like if you talk about Talabat, Isnono, Rafiq, they are competitors. So, substitutes. I hope you all know what the meaning of substitute, right? Alternative products or services that satisfy the same customer. Instead of butter, is. So something like that. Potential entrants. Potential entrants are new business venturers who are looking at coming into this business. Like I talked about, what is that we talked about Putlam?
Prawn farm.
Prawn farms. Every Akrona man, when someone is started, he is also with the 2 million rupees, he is also going and starting up. So he is a potential entrant. So threat posed by a new company trying to penetrate the marketplace. So newspaper substitutes, wide range of substitutes, online news reports, free newspapers, television news broadcast, social media. Now even who buys newspaper? Everything PDF now. So with that, this chapter is finished. Okay. I don't know whether I had gone fast or I also believe I made you understand. But I request you to do two things. Read the chapter, not the slide from the book and the slide. And if anything you don't understand, please, before the class, inform me. This area I did not understand. So in the next class, I will refer to the book and discuss. Is that okay? Because otherwise, if I do just go through the book, that's going to kill our time. This is what really I am doing. Okay? So let's try this question.
D.
Yeah, D. But D is also available in the screen anyway. Answer is? Answer
No, I
is D.
didn't
Very
skip
good.
it,
No,
but
I am not saying that you saw, but it was there. Whether you understood or not? You understood?
Again, the overall aging of population
Yes.
is
So in a country, in a village, let's say in a village, வயசாளிகள் கூட்டுறதுக்கான
காரணம்
காரணம்
என்ன?
என்ன? அதான் கேள்வி. ஒன்று சின்ன புள்ளிகள் பிறக்காம சின்ன புள்ளிகள் இருந்தால் யங் க்ரௌட் இருக்குமே. மற்றது வயசாளி மூத்தாமி.
இப்போ கூட இருக்கும்.
D.
So falling birth rate and falling death rate. Yes, Arjun, what's the answer? No idea? Forget about that theory, just you try to use the general knowledge. Which of the following is data protection legislation primarily designed to protect? Now, you have a data protection legislation, or law today, that will protect whom? Just think in that way.
Both A.
Answer is A.
I was
See?
assuming that one of reading, but I'm sure.
End of chapter 2. Okay, so we will stop at this point. And so I want then now, okay, questions.
Questions.
Go to the question bit. Hajar, question
Sure.
zero.
Sure.
Open it.
Ah, yeah.
Very especially